In 2022, Mazna Unyan, the culture bearer of the Main Jo'o music and dance tradition of Kampung Sungai Bumbun in Carey Island, Selangor, approached me to work together with her to transmit their musical heritage to the next generation. In applied ethnomusicology, there are several approaches to this process. In the participatory approach, the culture bearer and researcher empowers the community to learn and sustain their musical heritage. The researcher shares their skills, knowledge, and ideas in the transmission process, but it is very important for the community to be deeply engaged in the whole transmission process. When the community becomes enthusiastic and excited about the whole transmission process, then ownership of the final product is developed. And if they feel the need to perpetuate the whole process in future, then sustainability is ensured. The children were really excited and enthusiastic during the first workshop. Mazna had prepared for them mini tung-tungs, or bamboo stamping tubes. Since the children were singing together, they didn't know when to start stamping together or when to start singing at the same time. Their pronunciation of the song text also were not that clear. And of course, they were stamping away too fast. In the original Main Jo'o version, there were only two tung-tung players and Mazna was the soloist. Therefore, there was no real need to coordinate the entry and exit of the tung-tung and singers. We actually created a new tradition with an ensemble of children singing and playing the tung-tung together. After this session, Mazna actually asked Ajat, the eldest of the children, to sit in the center and establish a steady rhythm for the children to follow. During my first workshops, I introduced my Western approach to teaching music, which was to establish a rhythm and count by heart. I also used the English language to get the children to count. At that time, I didn't really think about how the Mah Meri musicians had actually learned to establish a steady rhythm and tempo. I had also used the teacher-centered learning approach where the teacher and the students are separated. At that time, I didn't think about the research observations I had made on indigenous pedagogy, where we had put Alang Bakang, a Semai, to the role of a teacher. Alang was mobile and he adjusted his position based on the needs of the children and also the instruments. He also used the Semai language to count. Children wrote down the lyrics of the Kuang Kuet song and they were assigned to draw the picture of the Kluang or flying fox for homework. Good morning. It's the 20th of February 2022. I just arrived in Carey Island for our second singing workshop with the Mah Meri kids. We are going to practice lagu Kuang Kuet for Ari Moyang on the 3rd of March. And today we are going to go to the sea to sing because we want to find the bakau leaves or the mangrove tree leaves, which part of this song is about. So I got them some Domino's pizza. So we're basically going to have a picnic by the sea while learning to sing. Right, good luck to us. When I arrived, the kids were ready to go to the beach. They had their caps on and even brought a water bottle along. But I got them to do a COVID-19 test first. Everyone was fine and so we were ready to go. And we packed the tung-tungs into my car booth.
Okay, kat mana
kita nak pergi ke mana sekarang? Ke laut. Okey. Nak latih lagu apa?
Kongkong kuih.
Okey.
Saya cakap semalam, jangan kau itulah semalam.
Cakap terhirit tintong ipau. 1, 2, 3. Terhirit tintong ipau. Sekali lagi. Terhirit tintong ipau. When we arrived at the sea, the children were so excited to jump into the water. I allowed them to, and it was kind of a mistake before actually getting them to practice the songs. Hey, terlalu cepatlah. The children found a horseshoe crab, and to a city person like me at the time was like, whoa, the most amazing discovery. There was actually a pair, and I didn't know at the time that the children were trying to separate the pair. I'm not sure what was going on here. Whoa, we also discovered crabs in a floating dead log. We had Domino's pizza for our party picnic. So here's the mistake I made. I got the children to play before practicing. So at this time, they actually couldn't really concentrate on practicing. I asked the children to close their eyes so that they could isolate the sound and listen to one another and unite as one sound. This is a Western music approach to counting in time and playing to a specific tempo, especially when we are playing together in an orchestra. Yep, as you can see, the children had too much fun in the sun and now they can't really concentrate. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I asked Ating to check on the younger children's rhythm. This is a way of giving the children responsibility and awareness of their own music. Yep, the children were restless, so in any way we decided to go back after this. Back at the workshop, the children cut out pictures of the song text, and they also showed me their drawings of mangrove leaves and the flying fox. Since the flying fox, described by their ancestors, does not exist anymore, the children actually sourced the internet for pictures of the kluang. Carey Island was actually surrounded by mangrove forests and secondary forests before it was converted into oil palm plantations in the early 1900s. Learning about their songs is actually a way to create environmental awareness among the children. We have Masna asserting her opinion about the children's singing. Okay.
Main muzik, kita bayangkan suasana tepi sungai. Tepi sungai menghala ke laut. Dia terbang macam selaju yang you main dia tung turun. Terbang macam tu kan? Tak. So rasanya kamu kena main lagu itu macam wangku itu terbang.
The children are improving on their listening and counting by heart. I also had my university music students, Jiaying and Xinye, to help with guiding the children during this workshop session. We are on our way to the village to do one more practice with the children during the evening before Arimoyang. We had a very informal practice. Haha, just look at the way Jiaying and I are sitting. Very Malaysian. Hey, the kids converted my 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3. Great. So since Xinye could actually play the ukulele, so we just asked her to join in with the ukulele. Aha! I finally witnessed before my eyes how music is transmitted in communities. Here you can see the younger children took initiative to learn to play the instruments, and they chose the musical instruments they wanted to play, and this was more of self-directed, independent kind of learning. Hey, Atan went to play the tawak and Shaifu went on to play the tambo. Oh, not enough pairs of tung-tungs, so just use one. Elsewhere outside, the Unyan family has gathered to communicate with their ancestors. Offerings are put on the panga or the altar. The family will update their ancestors with the current happenings, who has gotten married, who has given birth, and they will also ask for blessings and sometimes help from their ancestors. An interesting old yet new tradition. The Mah Meri are burning money paper bought from the Chinese shops for their ancestors. Masna says they used to kirim things to the ancestors, but now since there's the convenience of materials that can be bought from Chinese shops, they are using these materials instead. Very eclectic and convenient. Another new tradition, fireworks for celebration during the night before Arimoyang. And you never forget music and dancing. Previously, the Mah Meri would dance to the Main Jo'o songs, but today it is karaoke, joget, and dangdut music that is more popular. And my students Jiaying and Xinye were dragged along to perform Xiao Pinggu. I finally figured it out. Right, the next day we are all getting dressed for Arimoyang. Masna is helping me with makeup. Asna also made me a simpang and a songko. We also bought the kids masks to wear for the performance. santai, relaxed time after Arimoyang. Julina is trying to revive the pantun song debate singing tradition that used to be prevalent in their village before. So clearly, new and old tradition exists alongside. Okay, my turn now to shout it out loud. Here's Dancing Queen from ABBA. I love karaoke because you can shout out loud and sing out of tune and nobody would judge you. In this video, I had actually taken you across a method called the Participatory Action Research, or PAR. So in PAR, the researcher is continuously reflective of their own actions and continuously revises their actions after reflecting and actually watching some of the videos of their own approaches. Upon reflection, I think I did play a more dominant role in the transmission processes, although I did allow Masna to assert her opinions and ideas at specific points of time. Maybe this was needed at the beginning of the project. So for those researchers out there, I do encourage you to actually video document the entire process of your transmission, your approaches when you are dealing with the communities, because when you look back at these videos and analyze them, you will realize many things that you never saw when you were doing live teaching. So thank you for staying until now, and I do have 2 other videos that I need to do to talk about the continuation of this process. Alright, see you soon in my next video. Bye!